In this country, one initiative that has been severely affected by the pandemic is school meal programs. Breakfast and lunch services have been an essential way to get proper nutrition to the most vulnerable students. But one study says the number of Canadian children going to school hungry has now doubled. CBC's Deanna Sumanac-Johnston has that story.
It's no secret that the COVID-19 pandemic has unveiled many social issues and problems in our society, and one of them is just how many families depend on their children getting their meals in schools. According to the Breakfast Club of Canada, more than 1 million children used to go to school on an empty stomach before the pandemic, but that number has now grown to more than 2 million.
In Canada, we don't have a national school food program. We're the only G7 country in the world without such a program. And that means we have a grassroots process.
The situation got particularly dire back in the spring when schools shutting down literally meant that these families, these kids, were cut off from their access to meals. But the many volunteers, school staff, provincial and municipal organizations that run these school programs were forced to get creative. So what some of them did was, if kids couldn't get to schools to get their meals, they took the meals to the families. Another thing that schools have started doing now in the fall when the schools have reopened is using extra safety measures to ensure the safe delivery of hot meals or snacks in schools.
We can use all that we know about COVID-compliant restaurant guidelines to ensure that every meal served in a school is safe. Safe handling, washing hands, wearing masks.
And those are just some of the ways in which the individuals and organizations that provide these school meals have adapted to sort of pandemic-proof this really important service. And what they have all said is that they hope that coming out of all this, there is a real push to make school meals free and universal throughout Canada. Deanna Sumanac-Johnston, CBC News, Toronto.